Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome in, everyone. How is everything going? Welcome back to this new week of sufferings with Sir Brante, who is me, actually, apparently. So, let's continue in the youth. I really hope we can finish the youth today. I really hope we can. So, oh boy, why is this game always so loud? Okay, now the ball, which is not the object but the dancing place. It is only a few days since you became a student at the college. Your education has barely begun when an amazing piece of news surprises all the students. Oh boy. Every year, Cornelius Tempest, the great chancellor and the emperor's younger brother, grants an honor to all future nobles of the mantle and invites them to a masquerade at his summer palace. Oh, okay. The professors and lecturers instruct you to look and act your best in order to preserve the college's honor. Makes sense? Oh boy. They tell you more about the ball, too. All who attend it from the college must prove themselves with word or deeds to the members of the great Archnian dynasties that will be present there. This means the reputation of your home province will be at stake too. Oh god. It's time to get ready. You order a proper suit for the occasion and a mask to go with it. It looks simple, but by no means plain, and only hides your eyes. Day comes. You spend an entire morning preparing for the ball. Your fellow students give you hints about how to attach the cuffs, keep the collar straight, and make sure your hair remains coiffed for the entire night. Oh boy. Soon, the carriages start flocking to Cornelius Tempest's summer palace. The tall, ornate outer fence surrounds a sprawling garden in full bloom. The marble-paved driveway is so wide it can accommodate 2 rows of carriages. You and your fellow students walk up the massive stairs, the front door of the palace. You seem tiny and incongruous against the background of this scenic grandeur. Oh boy, the party is starting. The Master of Ceremonies instructs all newcomers to take their province's coat of arms. You see the banner of Magra from far away, depicting the silver tree digging its roots into the murky grey soil. Below it is a banner bearing the coat of arms of the Milindas dynasty. It turns out students from the college were not the only ones invited to this party. Oh. You see academy cadets lined up beneath the banners too, and Thomas is among them. Well, that's a great coincidence, huh? A white grin appears on his face when he sees you go under the banner of Magra. I just knew you'd be here today, pal. What can I say? Congratulations, student. As for me, I'm not so bad off myself, see? The military academy is father and mother to me now. His merry speech is interrupted by a tall, proud Archnian in a heavy cloak. You recognize him. He is Dorius Otton, Sophia's former master. Uh-oh. That's bad. Make way for your commander, soldiery. The last time you saw Otton, he was searching the back streets of Anisot by your house for a girl servant. But now the young Arknian's uniform betrays his high standing. He is young, yet he is already the province's commander. Who put him in charge of all the military forces of Magra at such an age? I wonder. What's wrong? You know him or something? A brief description of Otton is enough to wipe the smile off his face. You see no other high-ranking officials bearing the colors of Magra at this party. It seems Darius Otton will be the main representative of your province tonight. Oh god, this is going to be bad, probably. You watch the other college students and academy cadets line up under the provincial banners. The blue and silver banner of Arknia, the Emperor's own province, is in the very center of the hall. Judging by the hills jutting out from beneath their belts, many of those who surround that banner are nobles of the sword. Thomas is clearly jealous. The group from Arknia stands proudly, ennobled by its iconic and dignified history. The Arknian race and the empire originated in their very lands. A sizable group of students stand under the banner of Monia, a wealthy agricultural province signified by yellow grains on a field of ore. Or what? I don't know what. It's probably written wrong there. I guess they meant ore. Oh! Thank you, Jean, for the raid. Hello. How is everyone doing, raiders? Raid! Hi, Jean. How are you doing, Jean? What were you playing? I'm curious. Oh, thank you for the guest book. Let's see. The wealth of the young man beneath this banner is plain to see. Their attire is on par with the Arknians in terms of luxury, and perhaps even more vibrant in terms of color. The most numerous group at the party stands under the banner of Illyria, a yellow griffon against a field of azure. Oh, thank you, Jin, for the lurk mode. Oh, and the hydration meant, oh boy. I'm good, we just got to chapter 5 in the jungle. Okay, not bad. Chapter 5, oh boy. Like, it was like when you were with the other fish people. Something like that, right? If I remember correctly. Should be around there. But still, it's good to hear, Jean. All the Illyrians are clothed in well-tailored suits with a minimum of decoration. Some of them wear gloves. Most of them come from wealthy industrial families, and it seems many of them would feel more at ease in their family factories than at a noble party like this one. Three banners represent the northern provinces of Iona, Hermia, and Constanta. These banners, like the groups associated with them, stand together. The Royal Tempest dynasty oversees all three of them. The students and cadets are clearly well off, yet they are dressed in modest, functional garments to honor the austere traditions of the North. We're going to get the blue trees up next time. Oh, okay. Okay, that's very interesting. A blue trees up. Yes. And let's see. How many fishes have you collected? Um, how many have you got of them? Did you catch them all? Nose. And finally, the smallest of the groups is represented by an open book against Field of Argent. Stynia, homeland of the Diamond Dynasty. By the order of Patriarch Junius Diamond, the open book of the new faith has been added to the banner only recently. Nearly all the young men beneath this banner are clothed in academy uniforms. They wear no adornments, but are clad impeccably, with nary a button undone, embodiment of rigor and restraint. I don't know what. No, you don't know, Jean. Oh, what now? What now? What's gonna happen? The Master of Ceremonies signals the beginning of the party. It is time for dancing. The first dance is a minuet, and tradition calls for everyone to dance. Harpsichord music fills the hall. The Academy cadets waste no time finding dance partners, and soon already making the fluid first steps of the minuet. You take a look around. One of the young ladies representing Magara catches your eye. She is slender, like all Archnians, and clothed in a yellow dress, embroidered with emerald green, her face hidden behind a full mask decorated with bright green feathers. Oh, sounds fancy. What happens next seems unbelievable. The enigmatic lady walks toward you. The way she looks at you, the way she walks. The black eyes from behind the mask watch you closely. She tilts her head. There are no words, but you feel there is a question. Everyone in the hall is startled by a sudden noise. You look behind you and see Thomas getting up off the floor, his face a grimace of rage. Darius Otton stands before him, eyeing him with disgust. His arm rests on the hilt of his sword. Oh, what's he doing? Who allowed this clumsy commoner inside the great chancellor's palace? Its noble masters are trying to dance, and it's getting underfoot. Thomas looks like he's about to explode in Otton's face, but the smug Archnian's sword is a clear threat. If your friend's rage gets the better of him, he will end up in trouble. The enigmatic Archnian beauty, however, quickly loses all interest in their quarrel. She comes even closer to you, expecting you to invite her to dance. Oh no. Oh boy. I mean, I have to dance with the lady, obviously. I'm sure Thomas can just deal with himself, right? He can control himself. I hope. I don't even know why he was fighting with that guy. But it's gonna be fine. Let's just have a dance. You turn your head towards the Archnian beauty and offer her your hand, taking care not to rush your movements. A moment later, her fingers gracefully come to rest in yours. The masked lady's touch feels electric against your skin. You walk together to the center of the hall, where the other couples are already dancing. You bow, and she makes a curtsy. Her hands are incredibly thin. They seem so delicate. You fear you might snap them if you squeeze too hard. You adjust to her steps, counting the rhythm of the music. Your lady for the dance is an Archnian, a noble born to rule, yet this is a dance where you must take the lead. Oh, is that how it works? As you walk around her, your eyes catch an embroidered ornament on the arm of her dress. You spy many thin emerald threads, all interwoven into a pattern of interlocking snakes. This young woman is Octavia Milanidas, daughter to the Archduke of your home province. Oh boy. The minuet ends. You bow to the lady and offer to accompany her wherever she chooses before the next dance. Why, then be so kind as to accompany me for another dance. Okay. Before you know it, the night is almost over. Octavia will not let you go. She does not accept another invitation until she has danced with you 3 times. You spot Thomas in the crowd during a break, catches your eye and salutes you with a wine glass. Judging from his lopsided grin, Otton must have had him removed from the dance floor. But any concern for your friend is forgotten when you see the beautiful Octavia approaching you again. Oh, she really likes you. It seems like it. Somehow. I guess she still remembers me from when we met in my hometown. Oh well. Let's see. Year 1136. Winter. Trial of the 50. You have lived another year in the capital. Eterna has been shaken by what is now known as the Trial of the 50. 50 people stand trial at once, all prominent members of several political circles. They are accused of treason and conspiracy against the crown. The accused spoke in favor of reducing the power of the nobles and granting more rights to the common estate. There was no mention of rebellion, yet those words alone were enough to indict them. Uh-oh. Every session of the trial is open to the public. It is a show of power made to discourage people from forming such circles ever again. Don't know if it's gonna work. You attend one of these sessions. The 50 face their verdict. Swords labor in the minds of Magra and Illyria for regular members, and through that for their leaders. 6 men and 1 woman. Their public execution takes place in the central square of Eterna. You remember the woman. Her name was Annie Sirin. She made a speech before her execution. A young woman, not too tall, her face almost plain, with long bangs over her eyes. She looks calm, even at this moment. You cannot believe she is about to leave this world forever. Annie Sirin takes a look around before she speaks. Her voice is quiet, but you're close enough to hear every single word. She says she is happy to give her lives fighting for the rights of the people. Her cause will never die, Annie claims. Others like her will continue their work in hiding, for their cause is right and just. She is dragged away to the others. They put a sack over her head and tighten a noose around her neck. A hand yanks on the lever, and the 7 dangle in the air. Their feet tremble at first, then grow still. There are gasps and cries of discontent in the crowd. Oh boy. A lot of discontent and a struggle for power. He's dead. Sir Elcroix's lesson. Your studies at the Imperial College may have begun with a luxurious party, but soon you settle into a routine of lesson after lesson. Along with dozens of other future judges, you spend hours listening to lectures in spacious college halls with high ceilings. You study imperial law and legislation, analyzing every technicality and interpretation. The subjects only get tougher, and the instructors grow ever more demanding as your studies continue. Yet, law is not the only thing you study. There are other disciplines as well, such as rhetoric and orthography. A true judge must have a perfect command of both the spoken and written word. Washing dark blue ink off your fingers becomes an indelible part of your daily routine. Oh yeah, that must be a pain for sure. Of all your classes, you find the fencing lessons particularly exciting. Well, why? Are you going to be a judge? Yes, I will be. I am studying to become a judge and a noble of the mantle. Yes. I'm doing my part. Every lesson covers your body with more cuts and bruises and makes your muscles ache from exertion. But your childhood dream is worth it. Oh boy. Then finally, there comes a short break in your studies. A handful of days for rest and recreation. You meet Thomas to discuss how you are going to spend this time. You're coming with me tonight. No excuses, Brante. We'll be paying a visit to our mentor, Baron Elcroix. It's time you learned a thing or two about how we do things in the military. Okay. Your friend looks very cunning and pleased with himself when he says this. With a sigh, you change out of your college uniform and into your best clothes and follow him. Thomas rushes you to a two-story house somewhere in a noble neighborhood in the capital. Its windows are open, and you can hear people talking over each other. The house's sitting room is filled with young people, at least 24 men, almost all of them academy cadets. In the middle of the sitting room is an armchair, and in this armchair is a gentleman wearing the uniform of an Imperial Legion officer and smoking a pipe. His thick hair falls over his large, observant eyes. Baron Elcroix welcomes the two of you with a slight nod and continues his speech while everyone listens respectfully. As I was saying, young man, I firmly believe that the days when all the military glory of the Empire belonged to the Arachnean dynasties are long gone. Human nobles have been serving the Emperor at least as well as the Arachnean nobles for a long time now. Still, the Arachneans keep acting like their origins are more important than honor and service to the crown. Take the Milanidas dynasty, for example, the Archdukes of Magra. Long ago, their leader Char Milanidas fomented a rebellion against the rule of the Tempests and the twins' fate. He sucked all life from his own land, doomed thousands of his own subjects, and yet the Milanidas dynasty still rules over Magra like nothing ever happened. Then suddenly, Sir Elcroix flashes a cunning grin. I think this calls for a test of your strategic thinking, young man. At first, let me refresh your memory on the rebellion of Char Milanidas. It may seem surprising, but we have him to thank for our current status. He was the first to ennoble humans, an act of unprecedented insolence. but he gave the rebellious duke immense support in his province. He raised his own reputation and title to make himself stronger thanks to humans, and in that he succeeded. No one had ever dared challenge the rule of the Arachnians and Thespes before, but the rebellion of Magra changed everything. Humans became a part of the nobility. We got a taste of the power only the Arachnians could wield before. And, unless I'm mistaken, most nobles in the Empire these days are humans. Why? We outnumber the members of the Arachnian dynasties dozens of times over. So, Tsar Milanidas had complete rule and control over the lands of Magra. He had the loyalty of his ennobled human subjects, and he had the loyalty of the mages and witches who fled to Anisot, the only place in the empire where they could hide from the church. The Archduke of Magra had everything he needed to win, and yet two pivotal changes brought him down. First of all, he cast a magic spell that incinerated the entire province. It certainly stopped the Imperial Legion in their tracks, but the population of Magra would no longer side with Tsar Milanidas after that. Second, the cleric struck at the rebellious duke with the power of the twins. His magic was gone, and his main advantage was no more. Many fled, but as you know, it still took the Empire an entire month of siege before the palace in Anisot was taken. After the rebellion of Magra, the Empire changed drastically. And most importantly, humans finally received their lawful right to be ennobled. And, I'd like to stress that in particular, ennobled not by birth, but by virtue of their own knowledge and talent. History, young men, is more than just a memory of the past. It is also a lesson for our future. I believe that part of our history proves my point. And now, a test. Tell me, if you were among the Imperial strategists during the rebellion, what would you have done? How would you have fought an enemy as powerful as Tsar Milanidas? Oh boy. How? That's a good question. With this, Sir Elcroix leans back in his armchair and takes a pull from his pipe while the cadets start discussing. Some take no time to say they cannot believe Sir Elcroix thinks humans were first ennobled by serving the rebellious duke. Others say the prolonged palace siege might have been a mistake, and storming the palace would have been a better choice. Depends. Soon, ideas start flying. Some cause only laughter, while others lead to debate. They are discussing the past of Anisot, the past of your hometown. You cannot possibly stay silent right now. If you were in command of the Imperial legions back then, what would you have done? Based on what you know about the rebellion of Magra, you see three potential strategies. The first involves calling upon the twins' miracles to rob Milanidas of magic and render him powerless. The second entails putting your faith in the discipline and valor of the army for a frontal assault. The third means throwing out the siege while making the enemy's life as hard as possible through cunning. Which one of these three strategies would you have chosen? Let's see. Maybe a direct assault? It would be the fastest solution. And if we are already surrounding their fortress, that means we are more than the enemy. so I guess just a direct assault would work. Yes. You decide it is time for you to answer, Sir Elcroix. You begin by stating that you hail from the city of Anisat yourself. The cornerstone of the rebellious Duke's strategy was ennobling humans, you say. He has won their loyalty and formed them into a veritable army. An army loyal to its leader can achieve any feat of valor, so the Imperial legions also ought to have relied upon the valor and unity of their soldiers. Inspire the warriors, earn their loyalty, and take the castle by the storm. That is the way. Sir Elcora looks at you, studying you attentively. Brante, is that your name, young man? I will make sure to remember it. You are absolutely right. The soldiers' loyalty to their creed, their commander, their emperor. These are the things that make for an undefeatable army. And I wholeheartedly agree. A decisive assault would have brought down the castle at the rebellion's very inception and destroyed all their will to fight. And this, young man, is the moral of the story. Char Milandas was defeated, but not by the clergy and their prayers, and not even by the noble militias assembled by other archdukes. He was vanquished by the Imperial legions, a unified army with clear regulations and ranks and a clear chain of command. An army that is strong in discipline and loyalty to their emperor. Secular badly likes your answer. I think it's good. I think I just gave like kind of the right answer to his question. Probably. Long ago, only Archnians had the right to wield weapons and wage war, but now humans can prove their merit and earn the same rights. Humans like ourselves. And the present empire has grown even stronger, thanks to its new warriors and functionaries. These days, humans can judge and rule and create. The terrors wrought by the rebellious Duke are undeniable, yet this rebellion created new possibilities for all of us, including you, young Sir Brante. Me? He nods to you in approval, and then his eyes finally move away from you and back to the rest of the young men in the hall. After hearing him praise you, no one dares to argue with the battle-hardened officer. The evening continues. Sir Elcroix shares some of his war stories, each more astounding than the last. You join Thomas and the other cadets in sipping wine and enjoying his tales. You return to college long after midnight. You often recall Baron Elcroix's story about the rebellion of Shar Milanidas after that. The rebellious Duke lost the war, and yet he brought about drastic changes for humans and the entire empire. Well, I guess it was good that he lost in the end. Have some more water. Yum, yum. Year 1136, summer. Letters from home. There are days when you receive letters from home. Father says writing is very reserved. He mostly discusses events and work in Magra and writes very little about the family. It makes me proud that I have managed to teach Stefan how to handle our affairs at home. Your older brother behaves impeccably at the society balls and receptions that we host. He has already made several crucial acquaintances. But Gloria has a different opinion of Stefan. She thinks your older brother is taking more and more after grandfather. Oh, that's bad. Stefan is a lot like grandfather. It's in his manners, his posture, his voice. He even dressed just like him. He used to be aloof around me, and we barely talked past. But now he always blames me and tears me apart. I can't take it anymore. He walks all over me all the time and treats me like a housemaid. Mother writes to you. From her letters you learn that Nathan just barely managed to graduate from school. Oh god. It makes me sad to admit that Nathan has none of the talents you have. Other day, he told me he won't even try to study in the capital. He says he won't be able to pass the exams. I find solace only in the nights Nathan and I spend together reading the scriptures and our walks at the church with the silver tree. He accompanies me every time. Your sister and younger brother write about mother too. They say the same thing about her health. She now spends more time locked away in her chambers to brood. Gloria does her best to accompany mother when she leaves home. Nathan's letters mention her steps echoing in the halls in the middle of the night. Oh, great. There is one more thing Nathan's mentioned to you in his letter. Stefan and Gloria have been fighting very often these days. Stefan always tries to get under Gloria's skin, and she answers him in kind. Then Stefan calls her a lowly commoner to make her shut up. You always tremble in excitement each time you see a new letter with the seal of your home province. Your fate is still bound tightly to your families, no matter the distance between you. Well, they seem to be doing not that good, honestly. Oh well, they'll manage, probably. The first case. You will become a judge one day, so you are sent to the prefecture of Eterna to be mentored by a more experienced colleague. Your mentor is a judge of considerable age, a noble of the mantle with a proud bearing about him. He never misses a chance to remind you that being mentored by such an experienced man of office is a great honor. Your mentor entrusts you with his minor cases, and, to his great joy, his night shift. Another night begins. The office is growing darker. You are still here, zealously filling out the paperwork for the day. A petty theft, a verbal assault against a noble of the sword by a commoner, a fine for the parents of children who covered an imperial institution with obscene drawings. Petty cases, all of them, but they are real cases a judge has to face. And so you sit there, carefully comparing complaints, statements, and witness testimonies. Then the door of your office swings open. A gendarme drags in a provocatively dressed girl. Her golden hair is undone, and her makeup is a fiery red. Girls like her sell their bodies in houses of ill repute. Oh, I see. The next to enter the office is a stout priest, his face adorned by a nose of a remarkable shape and a huge wart on his neck. Do your best to avoid staring at it. The gendarme gives his report. The girl was arrested with a certain gentleman in the park by the Temple of the Twins. They were committing acts of carnality, an affront to the faith. The huffing and puffing priest interrupts him and starts yelling. He saw her doing magic, he did! The gentleman was enthralled by the girl, and he was glowing like a lamppost. I doubt that. You gesture for the priest to stay quiet and ask if the gendarme can prove this. The gendarme only shrugs. He didn't see anyone glowing. He arrested the girl for her sacrilegious conduct alone. The man in her company was a noble, so the gendarme couldn't bring himself to arrest him. He does, however, remember his name. The priest is huffing and puffing even louder now. It was magic, he screams. You must refer to the case to the Inquisition. This witch was loose in the streets of the Empire's illustrious capital, seducing good men with her vile charms. The girl stays quiet all the while. Her eyes are emerald green, twinkling with gold as she looks at you. When she does speak, her voice is soft like smooth velvet. My name is Ailis, Your Honor. All I did was obey the noble gentleman's wish. He wanted my affection right by the temple, and I dared not to oppose him. I did not defy my lot, did I? The wench looks up and meets your gaze as she says these words. Her eyes reflect the candlelight in the dusk, sending sparks of gold dancing across the walls. The gendarme stands awkwardly by the door, sighing. The priest goes off on another rant. You tell him to be quiet. The day is not over yet. You must decide how to resolve this unusual case on your own. Let's see. The law says a judge must investigate all circumstances related to a case. You know the name of the nobleman who was seen with this girl in the throes of passion. The gendarme was afraid to question him, but you are a future nobleman yourself, a young judge. Surely you can find a way to resolve this matter with discretion and get the information you need from the nobleman. But perhaps the suspicious Lady of Evening, Ailis, is at the heart of the matter. You have no doubt she will reveal her true colors if you question her. If the priest was right about her using magic, the girl's fate is sealed. Your Honor! You look up from your desk and into the eyes of the beautiful Ailis, and you suddenly feel as though a divine light is shining upon you. This emotion flows like a river. It lifts you up. This is more than beauty, more than passion. This is much, much more. Will you resist this call, or will you heed it? Okay, so she might be actually using magic, probably. Let's see. You can find the nobleman, and we will rescue Ailis, it seems. You can interrogate, and the girl dies. Or we can just release her. Get every person's side. What do you mean? I mean, if you're asking, like, ask around everyone, I guess finding the nobleman would be that option. I guess it could be. Well, let's go ask the nobleman then. Find him. You tell the gendarme to take the girl to a holding cell. Her eyes are filled with chagrin and pity as the man takes her away. You compose a polite and thorough letter to Sir Diego El Catoir, the nobleman seen with the girl in question. You delicately hint that his reputation will be safe and promise full confidentiality. When you come to the office the next morning, you see a nervous young nobleman waiting at the door. You must be Judge Brante, he says. You meet Sir El Catoir with a dignified greeting and start questioning him on the case of Ailis the Harlot. Is it true that the two of them ended up in the Temple Park because this was Sir El Catoir's wish? He says he barely remembers last night. He was quite inebriated and determined to have a good time. spotted Aelis by accident. She was standing under a lamppost by the temple. As for the temple park, he does not quite remember why they ended up there. You take his statement in accordance with the established procedure. Next question. Would Sir El-Katuar say his mind was clouded by the young woman? The nobleman turns red. He asks quietly, "Haven't you seen the last yourself, Sir Brante? How could anyone ignore her?" Still, you ask, was there anything suspicious about her? He speaks slowly. Yes, it was as though she could see his every desire, and he was happy beyond measure in her embrace. It felt like the gods themselves were smiling at him, Sir El-Katuar. And yet, perhaps it was merely the wine and her beauty, and nothing else. He thanked the young nobleman for his honesty, and promised to keep his statement a carefully guarded secret. You sentenced the harlot to 2 days in a pillory for defiling a place of worship with her depravity. You find no reason to refer Ailis to the Inquisition, however. 2 days to the pillory is not too bad. You write "case closed" on Ailis' file and put it in the archives. That's good to hear. And we have prevented her death. Good to know. They did a good job today. Maybe. I hope. Let's see. Let me have a bit more water. Yeah. Year 1137, summer. The overseer of Magra. 2 major events take place while you're busy living your life. Firstly, Cornelius Tempest is no longer the great chancellor of the empire. He has been ousted and sent back to his province. His replacement is the Archduke of Monia, Augereau Monrogue. Same Monrogue who sought to shut down the college. Oh god. The most powerful lord in the realm finally convinced the emperor that his brother Cornelius was giving too much freedom to the lowborn. Oh, this is going to be bad for me. Let's see if she's grateful not to die. I hope so. Oh, I really hope so. Now, the policies of the empire will be reversed. Many fear that the new great chancellor will destroy the imperial code of laws and other achievements of Cornelius. There are cautious rumors among the people. They say the new great chancellor is going to revoke the right of the common lot to be ennobled by the mantle. That would cause a rebellion. It would be insane. Secondly, Magra, the homeland, now has a new overseer, Gaius Tempest, the other brother of Emperor Uther II. Usually, the overseer of a province is its archduke. After all, it makes sense for the province's most powerful noble to impart the emperor's will to the locals. Yet, now this age-old tradition has been broken, and to no one's surprise, Archduke Tarquinius Milanidas is absolutely furious. Gaius Tempest used to be the main supporter of his brother, former Great Chancellor Cornelius Tempest. The nobles at the Emperor's court say this is a stratagem by the Archnian gentry, who want Gaius removed from court affairs, along with Cornelius. Either way, Gaius Tempest and Tarquinius Milanidas will be at each other's throats over the province. This does not bode well for their future. Only one thing is clear. Magra, your own province, is about to face a great challenge. Great changes. Oh boy. This is not good. A party? There's a party time! A great feast for all. The capital is preparing for a great celebration. The coming of age of Tyrian Tempest, heir to the throne. The streets are being cleaned, the low-born merchants are gone from the squares, and flags and flowers garlands have appeared on the buildings. By the Emperor's decree, everyone will celebrate for the next 3 days. Eterna is abuzz. A festive procession starts on the streets. Students from the college and cadets from the military academy will be there to show their gratitude to the Emperor's family for entrusting them with the power they wield. Ribbons and flags flutter in the wind. The streets are scrubbed clean, and the scent of flowers fills the air. Oh boy, it's going to be a great celebration! You march side by side with Thomas, carrying the banner of your province. Your friend's brown hair is unusually well-combed today. He waves to every girl you see on the streets as you pass by. They giggle shyly, and some of them wave back. Did you see that, pal? Look at that beauty! She just smiled at me! Now this is what I call living. I just love parades. The Tempest royal family observes the slowly approaching parade from the balcony of the Imperial Palace. They are joined by the Empire's highest dignitaries and provincial overseers. You see Emperor Uther II with your own eyes, there, high above, yet so close. Oh boy. The columns come to a halt at the balcony and salute the Emperor with the mottos of the college and the academy. You join the other college students in crying, "Learning is strength, learning is will." The Emperor raises his hand in a gesture of benevolent greeting. His voice echoes across the square. I accept your gratitude, my loyal subjects. Take pride as you wield your knowledge and valor in service of the Empire. All who are worthy will be ennobled by the mantle, by my grace. The future nobles around you cheer the Emperor's words, but their jubilation gives way to murmurs of discontent when Archduke Monrogue, the new great Chancellor of the Empire, steps onto the balcony. Everyone here remembers all too well how the Archduke attempted to shut down the college by force. He looked weird. I guess it's because they're Archnians. They could be just slightly different humans, so it makes sense. Still, the Archduke is the de facto leader of the Archnian gentry. He is a force to be reckoned with, even for the Emperor, and so he is the great Chancellor now. Hail your Emperor, common folk! Be forever obedient and grateful for the good graces you do not deserve by birth. Oh boy. The Archduke does not even bother to hide his contempt for the gathering below. Booed by the crowd, he rejoins the dignitaries in the back row. You notice one of them, a slender, elegant figure under an emerald banner with a black snake. She is Octavia Milanidas, daughter to the Archduke of Magra. Now that's new. You noticed Octavia too, eh? Our Archduke Milanidas sent his daughter in his stead. That's a sign of disrespect for the Emperor if I've ever seen one. He's so enraged because he's no longer the overseer of Magra. I mean, you can imagine his surprise. That never happened before. But then, everyone grows silent. A young, slender Archnian with a shy smile comes forth. There are whispers in the crowd that Prince Gerian, heir to the throne, word of Cornelius, promise and hope of the common estate. To the left of Gerian is his younger brother Flavius. He is baffled at the sight of the parade below, too young to process what he is seeing. Also, I think Prince Gerian is the main character of the second game of this series that came out like last month. I'm pretty sure. May the twins be kind to you, my future subjects. I promise to repay you in kind and help you prosper in your loyal service to the Empire. Hell yes! Excited by these words, the future nobles roar as one. All hail Prince Gerian! Another figure steps into view next to the heir. He is an Archnian, elegantly dressed, and his mantle bears the Tempest colors. He raises his arm, about to make a speech. Oh boy. Hey look! This guy is Tempest, the Emperor's brother, and the new overseer of Magra, by the way. It seems the Archnian elders want him as far from the throne as possible, just like his other brother Cornelius. Those two have been promising too many freedoms to commoners like you and me. Long live Prince Gerian. Students of the college, cadets of the academy, time and time again you have proven yourselves to the Empire by word and deed. Today is a day of great celebration, and in honor of Prince Gerian, you must ask the Emperor to guarantee forever the right of distinguished common folk to be ennobled by the mantle. So ask now. The cadets and students freeze in hesitation. They exchange glances, unsure whether to follow the words of the Emperor's own brother. On the balcony high above, Prince Gerian also remains still, awaiting a reaction from the crowd. Archduke Monroe briskly steps into view once more. He takes several seconds to observe the crowd before he speaks. Imperial subjects, what the Emperor's brother wishes to say is that you must always remember that you owe your status to the Tempest dynasty. The Emperor accepts your gratitude and sends you off with his blessing. You may leave now. But the columns stay where they are. As Nova Caius Tempest said, let the Emperor hear us. The law! We ask for the law! Commotion and murmurs spread over the crowd as some of the future nobles refuse to follow the Archduke's order. There are shouts heard here and there. The law! We ask for the law! The academy officers and teachers of the college urge them to fall in line and resume the parade, but tension is rising. The crowd slowly grows enraged by an unruly. You have to decide where you stand here. Well, I must demand my rights. Give me my rights this instant. Give me them to me now. You cry out in support of Gaius Tempest's call for the law. You have the risk to be heard, and you have the right to ask. Your voice grows stronger. Soon, others join you. The chant grows louder with every second. The law! The law! Inspired by the support of your fellow students and cadets, you move through the square and urge others to join you. Thomas walks by your side, waving his arms wildly, inciting others to shout along with you. The law! The law! You, Thomas, and other vocal students and cadets gather in the very center of the square. Academy officers are trying to shout you into submission and order you back into the procession, but they are barely heard above your chant. Still, some submit and form back into the columns, but the impassioned chant continues, and you are at the very heart of the chanting crowd. Oh boy. An Imperial Guard cavalry regiment emerges from the palace. They start slowly advancing on the crowd, hands on their swords, pushing people out of the square. You have to stand your ground, so you start giving orders to defend the cobblestones beneath your feet with your fellow future nobles. You assemble into a double chain formation around the center of the square. It is strong enough to prevent the Imperial Guard from reaching the very center. The commoners go running left and right away from the horses, but the cavalry stops when it reaches your double chain. They cannot break through unless they are ordered to attack, so they halt and wait for orders. The horses paw at the cobblestone. The cavalry swords are drawn, ready to come crashing down upon your heads. It is a standoff between the armor-clad cavalry and the unarmed students and cadets. Emperor Uther II appears on the balcony again, joined by his brother Caius Tempest and heir to the throne Gerion Tempest. With a gesture, the Emperor calls for attention. The square falls silent at the sight of their sovereign. My subjects, I have heard your request. There is no need to repeat it again and again. The Great Imperial Council shall review my brother's proposal. Now follow your lot and obey my will. Continue the parade and sing the praises to the ever-merciful Prince Gerion. These words from the Emperor are enough to quell the commotion in the square. The standoff ends, the cavalry withdraws. Well, would you look at that, old friend? We did it! We stood up for our noble right and we won. That's the Emperor's word. That's what our courage can do. Well, it's not wrong. Voices from the crowd are quick to disprove Thomas. The Emperor never gave his sword, he only promised to review the proposal. People begin to argue around again. This time, however, no one wishes to disobey the orders from on high, and so the students line up into columns once again. The bout of defiance is in the past now, and everyone resumes the festive parade through the city streets. Glory to the Emperor Uther. Glory to the Prince Gerion. Yes, we're doing real good. Let's see. The Way of the Sword. Your studies at the college come easily to you. Only now do you realize the importance of the older lessons you had to endure as a child at father's expense. Month after month, you study the judge's trade down to the smallest details, growing more confident in your new calling with every lecture. But there is more to your education than the judge's trade and imperial law. You also learn manners and courtly etiquette, and poetry and composition, and even fencing. On some days, you go with Thomas to a deserted patch of land to practice with the swords. Then, finally, the day of your judge's exam comes. Oh, already? That was fast. You send your test result to father, and he replies with an appointment to a judge's office at the prefecture of Magra. Now, you have a new life and a new profession back home. You will return to your hometown as a judge. We made it! It is early morning at the great temple of the twins. Your heart skips a beat as you step inside the temple. It feels like that day from your childhood again. The priest is standing at the altar, and the temple is divided into two halves. But you are no longer a frightened little child anymore. You are a grown man who is about to become a noble. The floor on the common side is there to cause pain. You feel the jagged edges even through the soles of your boots. This pain marks your final few seconds as a commoner. The priest stands before you. You kneel again, but now there is a warm, smooth marble under your knees. You hear the words spoken above your head. From this day forth, your lot is strength and will. From this day forth, you will rule and fight and pursue the arts. Now rise, noble. You place your lips on the smooth steel of the sword. Now when you rise again, you realize that the trembling you felt ever since your first sacrament is now completely gone. You arise a new man. Your every motion now uncannily accurate, your thoughts surprisingly fresh, your muscles ready to face the fight. This day feels worthy of a poem, and now you can compose one if you wish. You touch your back. The mark of the lash from your previous sacrament is gone completely, erased forever. You hurry from the sacrament back to your room at the college. Your father's gift awaits you there. A sword. Your very own sword. Now to celebrate, all college students are invited to the college tournament, then a party. The sword feels wonderful in your hand, a promise of future victories. We did it! We are nobles now! The tournament begins. The stands are loud with anticipation. Never in your entire life have you seen so many beautiful noble ladies in one place. But there is only one who attracts everybody's attention. The raven-haired, black-eyed Octavia Milanidas. The daughter to the Archduke of Magara has graced the tournament with a visit. That's good to hear, we can impress her. She is wearing a dress of emerald green, her austere hairdo immaculate. She is surrounded by their ladies-in-waiting, all beauties in their own right. When a noble enters the tournament, he must announce the name of the lady whose honor he is fighting for. Many shout the names of their loved ones in the stalls. You know that many would fight for Octavia Melendez, but the onus of responsibility is too great. You take a few jabs with the sword, warming up for the fight. Soon, it is your turn. All eyes are on you now. The young lady Octavia hides her face behind a hand fan, yet her eyes watch you with curiosity. Well, let's see. I can't fight for my father because I never did the fencing lesson. I can choose a random lady, or I can just fight in Octavia's name. Well, I think I will. I will fight in your name. Hell yes. You approach the stalls and shout clearly and loudly. You will fight for the honor of the young Duchess Octavia Milanidas. Slowly, she rises from her seat. The stalls grow quiet. If you suffer defeat after such insolent words, you may face the ire of one of the ancient Archnian dynasties. Oh boy. Sir Alex Brante. How do I know this name? Ah yes, you have already dared to draw my attention once. In memory of our amusing encounter, I will grant you the honor of fighting in my name. Do not disgrace it. Oh boy. Does he have some water before the fight? Yeah. The stalls explode with applause, celebrating your courage. Oh, smooth? Hell yes. I'm being real smooth here. The first fight begins. The rules are the same as for any noble duel. Whoever draws first blood wins. Your first opponent does not put up much of a fight. A few minutes later, he misses a jab to the thigh. Your shirt is soaked with sweat. The hilt of your sword feels slippery in your wet fingers. From behind her emerald and fan, Octavia watches you closely from her seat. Prevail in 3 fights in a row and prepare to face a new opponent. You know him well. He was mentored at the Prefecture of Eterna after you. He is an unusually quick and nimble fighter. He catches you with a feint and follows it up with a light jab to the side. Fair enough. 3 victories. Not bad. You salute Octavia Melanidas with your sword, and she gracefully accepts your gesture. Hell yes. You have proven yourself well, Sir Brante. We knew you would become a noble and we would meet again here in the capital of the Empire. I must say, I am amazed. Goal! Hell yes, we struck her hard for sure. The eyes of the young Archduchess follow you even as you leave the arena. You will remember this day for the rest of your life. The day when you became a noble. And she's intrigued by us. Ooh, that's good to hear. We have intrigued her. And we finally are a judge and a noble. Finally. Oh boy. Year 1137, winter. Diamond stands trial. Oh boy. Just before you leave the capital, you overhear something unusual on the street. Junius Diamond, Patriarch of Astinia and one of the leaders of the new faith, will stand trial before a church tribunal. The Order of the Inquisition has accused Patriarch Junius of patronizing blasphemous witches and disseminating heresy. Uh-oh. The Holy Tribunal claims that Junius Diamond was scheming to free all witches and sorcerers from the collars that fetter their accursed powers. And, what's worse, the Patriarch was also accused of forming the Lotless, a dangerous secret society based in the imperial capital. Members of this society have been assaulting inquisitors and priests of the church, as well as freeing witches from this cleansing fire and helping them escape the holy law. Oh boy. Now the Patriarch must face the Holy Tribunal of the Inquisition in Eterna. By all accounts, this is a devastating blow to the new faith and the end of days for Junius Diamond himself. The Inquisition will make the most of this opportunity to rid the land of this unwelcome Patriarch who dared to shake the foundation of the old faith. No, they want to kill witches. Well, yes, Jean. You are in danger, Jean. Be careful. But then comes the sudden news of Patriarch Junius' reply to the Holy Tribunal. It is no less stunning than the accusation. These words are nothing but lies. I will say this to anyone who dares to bring this accusation against me in person. But I want those hypocrites to bear the full weight of their responsibility for this slander against me, my flock, the Diamond Dynasty, and the Holy Order. I agree to stand trial before the Holy Tribunal, but I will face them on my own land and on my terms. I need to hide. Go hide, Jean! Hide! Patriarch Junius has already received a strong support from Patriarch Luke and many priests across Archnia. Parishes of the new faith throughout the Empire are now speaking out in support of Junius Diamond. The Church of the Twin God is about to be rent in twain. The Inquisition has no choice but to revoke the trial in order to avert the coming schism. Their new official stance is that Patriarch Junius has been wrongfully accused. The Holy Tribunal will now apply more cautious judgment during any further trials against the followers of the new faith. Following the teachings of Patriarch Fotis is no longer seen as heresy by the Inquisition. That's good to hear. The trial of Junius Diamond has been averted, but the divine within the Church is only deepening. The new faith has directly challenged the old faith. The result is uncertain, depending on who you ask. Some say Junius Diamond all but pled guilty. Others believe the Patriarch and the alleged rebellion against the Church, as well as the Inquisition, is nothing but a ruse. There are also people who think the entire situation sounds like one of the secret chancellery's dirty deeds. Boy. One way or another, the Patriarch of Astinia and co-leader of the new faith remains at his post. But for how long? Now will the old faith and the new faith clash next? Oh boy. They're about to fall apart completely. Let's see. A farewell to the capital. We're finally going back home. The Reglata and Talrina rivers meet outside the city walls. You have barely left the capital since you came here all those years ago. A breeze is blowing in your face, and the bright noon sun hangs above the shining pillars. Your stay in Eterna has come to an end. You arrived here a boy, full of hopes and aspirations, driven by your family's expectations and a desire to live your life as you saw fit. And now you have to leave, and this thought fills you with gentle sadness. Eterna did not become your home, yet here you have finally found your path. Here in the capital, you became a nobleman and a judge. Now you are one of the rulers, the warriors, the pleasure seekers, the creators, those who spill their blood for the empire and family and honor, those who keep and honor the age-old traditions. This is your lot now. You are to work in the prefecture of your home province as a judge. Your path to this goal was a long one. Your friend Thomas was by your side all the while. You fondly recall your walks through the streets of Eterna, your secret fencing lessons, your heartfelt discussions. You have no doubt your future back in Izot will be full of glory. Well, let's hope so at least. And then you recall the black, enigmatic eyes of Octavia Milanidas, an Archnian from one of the great dynasties. A woman whose beauty and majesty make you tremble. You heard she would be returning to the court of her father, the Archduke in Magra. Will you ever see her again? Well, maybe. You will meet father once more. He tends to hide his feelings, but not this time. After all, you have fulfilled all his hopes, succeeded in your studies, and continued your family's noble legacy. I mean, that is true. Many things must have changed back home by now. You recall your older brother Stefan. Now that you have been ennobled, you're practically equals at last. This means you should follow an old tradition and bring Stefan a gift. And so, you head for the market district of Eterna. Soon, you are busy trying out swords and at a weaponsmith's shop. There is a lot to consider for this gift. Stefan is taller, and his shoulders are broader, which means his sword must be heavier and longer. There can be no embellishments. Stefan will scoff at you if you brought him an extravagant weapon. At last, you find a suitable sword. Blackened steel, a subtle ornament of leaves on the blade, and a grip shaped like woman vines. It resembles the seared soil of Magra beneath the silver tree. You choose the sheath with the same diligence. There, the light wooden frame bound in thin yet sturdy leather will make the blade easy to draw. The buckle is sturdy enough. You leave the shop satisfied. You leave the capital the morning after. Eterna, the city where you spent 4 years, slowly disappears on the horizon. Will you ever see the capital again? You do not know. The sword, a gift for Stefan, is in your hands. We're going back home. Finally. We are going back home. The end of youth. We reached adulthood. And yes. The years of your youth have come to an end. The time has come to leave the capital behind and return to your family and new business in your hometown of Anisot. The years away from home were full of tumult and hardship. Your adult shoulders now bear the burden of your first life-changing decisions. Did you have the freedom to choose this lot for yourself? Or was it your destiny all along, ever since your childhood years? All you can do now is follow the path that lies before you. We did it, Jane! We became a true noble. Finally. Finally. And now we start Chapter 4. Peace time. Oh boy.
A full adult now, I returned from the capital a changed man. Yet, my hometown was not the same as I had left it.
Oh.
Fate had difficult times in store for all of us.
Oh, this is bad. How many chapters are there? It's 5 in total. So we have this one, which looked like it was a long chapter. And then there's the last one. The road back home. As the carriage wheels clack a steady rhythm over the cobblestones, you watch the lands of Magara, rendered dry and desolate by ancient magic, sail by the window. You are back in your home province, but you are no longer the boy who left it by this very road 4 years ago. You return a nobleman and a judge. You are continuing the family trade. You have returned to serve at the province's prefecture. Your home, Nizot, is but a few hours away along this dusty road. The carriage is stuffy and hot from the sun, even with the thick blinders shut tight. It is a familiar heat, but you will now need to get used to it again. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. The heat weighs heavy on you, but it also reminds you of your childhood. You will see your family again soon. Pass the time before you return home. You read your father's most recent letter. Again and again, you carefully reread your father's uneasy words, steeling yourself for your first real job and the service that awaits. Dear Alex, I anxiously await your return, my son. You are the third judge in your bloodline, the pride of our family. Yet these are hard times for us, a judge. By the Emperor's decree, Archduke Tarquinius Milanidas is no longer the overseer of Magra. The new overseer is the Emperor's own brother, Gaius Tempest. Now, our province has been split by enmity and strife between the Archduke and the Overseer. The nobles have split into two factions, and so too have the commoners. Some side with the Archduke, loyal to their liege and determined to follow the traditions of old. Yet many judges and officials are eager to side with Gaius Tempest as the new overseer. Compared to his brother Cornelius, he is less radical and more cautious, but he too seeks to transform the empire and bring the estates to peace. Oh, okay. Yet, other Archnians are outraged that Archduke Milanidas has been deposed. One among them is Dorius Otton, High Commander of Magra. Although Otton and his men are sworn to serve Gaius Tempest and follow his orders, it is no secret that his loyalty remains with the Archduke. While Gaius and the Archduke are at odds, there has been no open confrontation yet. I fear their patience may one day run dry. As for the judges at the prefecture, every day we deal with more and more litigation between nobles and commoners. Yet, there are no imperial laws that clearly formalize the rights of all the three estates. Wisdom, honor, and conscience are every judge's best advisor these days. You made the choice to serve the law, and you will have your work cut out for you. You will answer directly to Prefect Augustine Elborn, a long-standing friend of the family. He needs strong allies now more than ever. With the support of people such as you and I, the Prefect intends to alter the fate of our province. I am looking forward to seeing you back in Anisot, Alex. You put the letter back in your pocket. The walls of Anisot have finally emerged on the horizon. A challenging job at the prefecture awaits you, but first, you are going home. Finally, I'm going home! Yippee! We are finally going home! Damn, there's a lot of events that are going to happen. And now we have the occupation screen available. Oh. So it shows like our career and kind of the justice meter. I guess our justice meter. I see. Interesting. Very interesting. Homecoming. The carriage stops. The familiar gate. Your bedroom window. The same one you used to climb out of at night from time to time. The well-tended garden with its imported soil, delightful greenery, and Mother's beloved violet irises. The porch you used to jump off when you were little. You are home. You touch the handle of the front door and halt for a moment. It has been 4 years since you left for Eterna, but it feels like yesterday. The air inside is cool, as usual. Father cannot stand a stuffy room and insists on constantly airing out the house. You hear hurried footsteps coming from the direction of Father's study. Before you have time to take off your traveling cloak, you are crushed in Stefan's strong embrace. Your brother has grown taller and more broad-shouldered. When he detaches himself from you, you notice how harsh his features have become. He looks even more like grandfather now. You've grown so much over the last 4 years, Alex. Just look at you. You left a low-born boy, but you come back, Sir Brante. I'm so glad you've joined us in the noble estate. You respond by giving your brother a wrapped gift. Stefan unwraps it carefully, and he sees the sword. A boyish smile appears on his stern face. It's beautiful. What a wonderful gift, brother. Maybe I should start a collection. What do you think? There's no hurry, Stefan. And now, let me have a look at the prefecture's new judge. Yeah, he approves. Thankfully he does. Thankfully. Father approaches you, his hand extended. You shake it and wrap your arms around him. Father looks older. His back is hunched, and he squints. There are deep lines around his mouth and silver threads in his dark hair and mustache. Taking a step back, Father examines you from head to toe. Oh, he's gotten older. What a fine posture. You had excellent teachers. I'm so proud you made it, son. Mother comes out of the living room, leaning on Nathan's arm. You immediately see signs of the illness you read about in the letters from home. Her back is bent, her hair is grey, a thin web of wrinkles covers her face, and her complexion has lost its colors. She can barely stand unassisted. Nathan leads Mother to you. Slowly, very delicately, she embraces you. You press your face into her shoulder, breathing in the nearly forgotten, dearly beloved smell. Mother holds your shoulders and studies your face for a long time. Oh boy, she's not doing well. You've been away so long, son. How you've grown. Just a short while ago, I was cradling you in my arms. You look so much like your father when he was your age. Sir Alex Brante. Nathan approaches you next. Your younger brother is now as tall as you are, and his hair almost reaches his shoulders. But he still has the same lost look in his eyes he had when he was a boy. And here's your ne'er-do-well little brother. He hasn't changed a bit or grown an inch after all this time. He couldn't get into the seminary, so he just hangs around. Nathan lets out a heavy sigh and awkwardly puts his arms around you. I'm glad to see you back, Alex. Home just hasn't been the same without you. Oh god, I hope this family is not going to explode any minute. You hear a snort behind you. Everyone turns. At the top of the stairs stands Gloria, her arms across her chest. She is dressed as a man in a culotte, a frock coat, and a necktie with a massive pin. Oh boy. The entire family waits for her to greet you. Stefan shakes his head disapprovingly. Your sister descends as if forcing herself to do it. A few steps away from you, Gloria stops and bows. Welcome to your home, Sir Brante. Your sister looks thinner and leaner than she used to. She has dark circles under her eyes, as though she has been sleeping too little or crying too much. Enough pleasantries. Come on in, the table is set. Lydia has prepared a veritable feast for you. For the first time in years, the entire family is together. You can finally spend some time with another member of your family today. Well, we can talk to Mother, to our sister, to our little brother, or our older brother. I see. And talking to Gloria and Stefan makes the other person mad. Interesting. Hmm. Her mother? I could. But also, shouldn't I like uh, get a +1 on the relationship with our sister since it's at 0? I feel like it would be beneficial, slightly. Don't you think? Like, I think it might be a better decision. Hmm. Hmm. Maybe. Uh, I mean, the problem is I do get like a -1 for Stefan, but nah, I think I should. At the table, you try to ask Gloria about her life, but your sister dodges your questions. I live, I suffer, I help around the house, I know my place. Just like a lowborn girl is supposed to. Then keep silent, Gloria. Your brother doesn't care about the affairs of commoners anymore. Instead, why don't you tell us if you've made any useful acquaintances, Alex? Our family would benefit from some good connections right now. You have to relate the 4 years you spent in Eterna. Only later that night, when the family is getting ready for bed, do you manage to have a conversation with your sister by the smoldering fireplace. You assure Gloria that your noble title will not come between you. She is still your sister. Gloria casts a wary glance at you. So, your sword and title haven't changed you after all? Giving in to her feelings at last, Gloria buries her face in your shoulders. You caress your sister with severed locks. I really hope you'll always be my brother, Alex. Mother, Nathan, and I, we all seem to be unwanted in this house. Sir Robert spends all his time at work, so Stefan has been running the household. It's taken a heavy toll on Mother. I can see her losing her will to live. You know, at her age, she might pass away forever and not be reborn. She had to endure a lot before she met Sir Robert, and her illness is consuming her. All Stefan cares about is getting the family ennobled by the sword. He'd sacrifice anyone for it. I'm worried the first thing he's going to do is drive me out of the house, so I won't taint the Brante family name with my origins. I'm just an obstacle to him, a hindrance. You know, Alex, I'm not sure how much longer I can tolerate this injustice. Times are changing. If I'm lowborn, that doesn't mean I'm going to serve the nobles until my true death. All over the empire, commoners are fighting for their rights. Gloria suddenly cuts herself short. For a long time, you sit in silence, listening to the crackling fireplace. The Brante family is about to face some challenging times. Oh boy. It's going to be tough, I feel like. Let's see. I think though I'm gonna stop here for today. I feel like my voice might give out soon if I don't stop. So, thank you everyone for stopping by. I hope you all had a lot of fun today. And we will see each other tomorrow at 9 p.m. CET, as always, where we will continue playing this game. And let's see. Who can we go raid? Ah, we can go raid Kekomeko-chan, who is still doing her donathon. It's like her 5th day. And I think she's playing that. I think that's like VR Phasmophobia, which is going to be very funny. So, we are going to go raid her. Yes, yes. And thank you everyone again for stopping by. And we will see each other tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye. Off to the raid you go now. Goodbye.